You know, I make this approach to catch her as if I could, and she probably won't let me, but you never know. She may, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. If she doesn't, I'll go back to roping her, because there will be a time when she will allow me to catch her. And that'd be a big breakthrough for this little filly, for sure. See, and broadside would be fine with me. Coming up to her hip like that's pretty dangerous. Even if she didn't kick, she could wheel around the other way and mow you over. So, ideally, I'd like her to face me, but I would take broadside at this particular point, like that. If she let me approach her like that, that would be perfectly good for me. Ideally, I'd like her to face me, but that's way down the road. See? I don't like that. That's not a good place to try and catch any horse. See, and she's looking me up there for a second, but she can't stay. I'll give it a couple more. Again. Now that's a try there. See how she's looking me up? I appreciate that. That is a try. But it's got, and she just won't commit herself to any more than that. Because that's how they were kind of approaching her. That's the only way they could approach her. And they'd rub her butt, rub her hip, and I could get that done too. But in order to get to her head, you're in a very, very vulnerable position, and she's not making the commitment. See, that's all good there. I'll give her a second here. And if she could even just learn to, well, it's not about learning. If she could just feel that I wasn't a threat by coming up. But see, watch her hip come to me. Right there, see? That's a defense. Defense. There. Right? So I kind of discourage that and encourage this. Hey. So a lot of times you kind of advance a little bit, then you walk back and advance a little bit, and it sort of closes in that bubble, that flight zone. It shrinks it, but it's a slow and tedious process, and then, you know, you still may not get it done, but at some point I may have to do that. Hat on and sends her away. So maybe there's another place in the pen. It doesn't matter to me. If she has a more favorable place in the pen, I would think it would be one between these horses here. I'll take it. It doesn't matter to me at this point, as long as she'll let me get there. Okay. So I call it cat and mouse. You kind of get a little bit, and then she leaves. Kind of get a little bit, and then she leaves. And that's why I usually go to the rope. She licked there, and that was good. But again, it goes right back to the cat and mouse game. She knows she can get away, see? So I'm going to abort. Maybe just kind of encourage her with the rope. and kind of slip it over her, or just flip it over like I did the last session. I'll swing it. That's just to see how she is. And if she's kind of tolerating it, I'll get all squared away with my rope. So I'd like to maybe just flick it on, or even just kind of go lay it over, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. But see, she's letting me get a lot closer and kind of do this with her. I'll get back, hey. That was... And like I said in the previous video, the people here are not going to be able to utilize a rope. So it's just incumbent upon me just to get her to where she can get caught. And that'll just, like I said, it'll be a huge breakthrough, because whoever needs to catch her at that particular time will be able to catch her. But I can't rush it. So I'll let her go to the side, draw my slack. There. And see, she gets very, very respectful. She's still going to be tentative, but she respects this rope for sure. That little shot I threw is called a hula hand shot. It's just, you know, it's a backward shot. It's good for roping horses. But she's got her head in that corner in a high fence. So most of my shots will hit the fence, and she's very, very savvy of how to get out of that. So they rope them on the ropes like that on a big outfit. They'll send the remuda, the cavy, into the ropes, and one guy will catch all the horses. Jigger boss or whoever it is, assistant, and but their heads are hanging over the rope, so their heads are clean and they're facing away. So it's an interesting shot. They're facing away, but the rope goes right around their base of their neck, so their heads are sticking out clean. But those guys are good at that. It's interesting to watch them throw those shots and pull those horses out of the string there. Well, here we go again. Here we go again. Again, before I put the halter on, I can put the halter on right now, and maybe I will, and maybe I won't. I'll just see. But I have the coils here, and they're handy, so it's just about what's most accessible. So I'm just going to go and readdress this while I have the coils here in my hand. I'm not going to do too much right now. Previous session, she was a little trouble there because I probably come in a little bit too aggressive in the beginning. Maybe I didn't, it just depends. You know, they're living, breathing, feeling things just like we are, and sometimes they're different from day to day. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. And like I said, maybe my approach from one day to the next or from one situation to the next changes, and she's not quite used to that, then that could trouble them. So it's about my consistency with each particular horse, because I don't have to be like this with gentler horses. Not this quiet, but I'm still quiet. I still approach them with respect. So I'm going to ask her to go forward a little bit and roll her there, just to see. That was good. That was good. Same thing on this side. I want her to go by. There we go. Right through the gap. I call this the gap. The famous gap right there. Yep. She goes, oh, I can't quite get through there. Yep, now you can. Good. Good. I stayed too long the other day in her mouth, which meant I maybe stayed in a split second too long. I didn't hang out in there, but then she got a little bothered about me getting around her mouth. So that just told me that I stayed a little long. So I'm not going to go in her mouth today. I'll get around it, and because I really wanted her to be good about that mouth. That's really important. See her head down? That's really good. She's more relaxed there. See, her head is about the same as her withers. It's not sticking straight up like a hoot owl, see? So she's like that, kind of. So I'll change hands again. Come in like this. Go down here, see what we got. That's good. Just going down's good. See, I got to make sure that's good. Just go running my hand down her leg. If that's not good, then I don't go any further. I get her better about it. Because I don't want her anticipating. I picked up lots of horses' feet in my life, and I don't want them to yield unless I ask them to yield. In other words, I don't want them to jump the gun and say, hey, pick their foot up before I ask it. A lot of horses will do that. And in the beginning, I'm not critical about that, but that's not what I want. Because I may just want to go down here and feel her tendons or whatever. I don't want her picking up her feet until I ask her. And it's going to be clear to her how I ask her, because I will try to do it similar each and every time. I'll try to initiate by shifting the weight over a little bit. Sometimes that doesn't work, so I might have to squeeze a little bit on these horses. These young ones like this, if I squeeze, that might be too much for them. But I have no problem with doing that. But that's not my first go-to. Because I can get a horse to pick his foot up, even one that's got There's this night out here, this chestnut up here high. You can squeeze on that, but that's not the way I want this filly to learn to pick her feet up. I want her to yield. See, so I put my hand sometimes right there, my finger, and that's not having any effect, right? And I can't lean her over against that fence, so I'm not in really a great shape. So I'll try the knee, behind the knee. Sometimes if I just see how just a little pressure, and I'll come down here. If I lean too hard, that'll scare her, see? Then she want to run past me and knock me over, so I'm careful not to do that. It's not going to happen, so that's fine. I'll get her repositioned and shaped up better to get that done. But the hind foot, this right hind foot, is in a good place for me to go down. Switch. You can see how when I switch body positions, how that troubles them. I've gone over that but it's just interesting. So, but I'd rather be picking that foot up with this particular hand, my right hand, and holding her bent a little bit with my left. Don't want to startle her because she'll kick or run. Now see how she picked it up before I asked? I'm not going to be critical on that, and people think, oh, how wonderful, she's picking it up for you. No, she's just feeling her way around what that is, that hand on her. But I'll take it, and pretty soon I'll be able to run my hand down there without her doing that, and she'll just keep it on the ground. Because that's evasiveness. When they do that before you ask, she's saying, I don't like that. It feels weird. See, I want that to feel okay with them all the way down. Just like on the front leg. There, see? That's what I'm looking for. You got to get her prepared to pick up her foot. So the preparation is let me go down there and let her stand square and quiet. That's what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to ask. That could have been a fluke. She might have picked it up just as I said that. So I'll go down again, see? And I'll wait until she's standing good and solid, and then I'll ask. No, that's okay. That's plenty good. She's not running away. I'll take that. That's all good stuff, but it's not the end game. Now she's weighted. See her other foot? She's weighted on this right hind, so she's not going to pick it up because she's unweighted on the left hind. So I'll ask her to switch. Might be too much, so I will pull just a little bit and hopefully she'll switch. There she goes. Good. So it's the preparation, and one has to know what that means in each situation. I knew that she had to weight her left hind foot in order to be prepared to lift her right hind foot. So I gave her that opportunity to do that. See, now she's not prepared right here, see? So I'm going to see if I can, without scaring her, prepare her maybe any other way. There, see, and she keeps doing it. So I'll just move her out. Move her out. There. Move her out. There. Okay. It's quick, too quick for me. Ooh, quick. Hey, So that pressure, see what I was talking about, I put a little pressure on her shoulder and that was just way too much pressure for her. So I'll do less. I'll just do less. There. 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 She's about to come. There you go. And I'll get out of there, see? So it was just with her, she kind of backed up just a little bit, unweighted that foot on her own. I took that opportunity to pick it up. So again, that's getting with her. That's not the way I would want to do it, but I'm getting with her so that eventually she'll get with me. So I got to get with her first, so there's no fight, so that she'll get with me later on, see? And if I know that, then I'm good. I'm not getting too demanding at all. I'm just saying, okay, that might happen. It might. I'll grab the toe and then get out. So this right hind, I picked up the left hind. But I have picked up this right hind, but usually she gets wadded up there and weights it. So she's standing pretty good there, but if I come in, she might shift. So we'll just see. Oh yeah, that's good. She's unweighted. It's great. If she'll stay that way, that's wonderful. There. And that's it. So she's behind on this right hind compared to the left hind. Cool. That means I need more work on this right hind. Now she's not prepared. There. I'll take that. I'd like to get her toe. If you hold that toe and bend that fetlock, just kind of crank it back. Not hard, but you crank it back just with your fingers on that toe. When you're teaching these little ones, they don't have as much desire to leave. There's the toe. See how I got it? There. See how that's different? Definitely different. Then I'll let it go. I'll leave that alone. Okay, the old curry comb. Here we go. And it's not because I'm obsessed about brushing her off. It's just about one more thing added on to this whole deal to get her better about things. How she's going to be brushed a lot. I think I've mentioned that several times now, because the people here like to keep their horses brushed and clean and nice, and that's great. So she better get used to it, especially with this steel comb, because this is the most abrasive one there is. And my application here is as light as I can be with this particular comb, but it's very effective for when they're shedding, so that's good. And her leg she's standing hip shot. That's what that's called. Most people don't say it that way, but she's got a leg cocked is kind of the common terminology, but she's standing hip shot. That's good. Good. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Is that it? Yeah. Good. Yeah, at some point I'd love to be able, once I get her better, I would love to put a rope around her heart girth, all those sorts of cool things, because you can really get them coming along, but that would be a disaster right now. It would be so much more than she could take in that she'd panic. But I can get down there like that, see? That's a start. They're usually very protective of that area right there. That's where they live. That's all the stuff in there, their internal organs. That's where they live. Tried on the other side a little bit. She was excellent on that side, just wonderful. She gave to that rope, lovely. As the English say, it was very lovely. I'll just work on this halter again. She was good with it. The last session, really good. We'll see how much that carried over. She's been progressively getting better and better and better with it. But I'm not going to assume anything. I'll just start like I start. That was good. So if she'll let me, I'm going to try to go two-handed here like I finished yesterday. There. That's what I mean by two-handed, so I can work in a more normal fashion of haltering horse. Adjusting with one hand and positioning with the other. And she's allowing that so far. Great. Excellent. The other thing is, undoing this rope over her head. I do it with the utmost respect, meaning I try not to mess with her ears. Like that. She's pretty good. A little startled there, but she tolerated it. And we'll finish this video up with just a little movement on the halter again. She can't get enough of this, or too much of this, I should say, yeah, because she'll probably never have a neck rope on her again, and she shouldn't have to have one unless there was reason. There. So I'll send her this way, roll her hindquarters away from me. No, not quite there. Almost. Almost. I'll take that one. Front end to her right, hindquarters to her right, front end to her left, around, hindquarters to her left. There's the reward, there's the release. Start again. There, she came off that pressure with little or no. I mean, there was ounces. There's ounces instead of pounds, right? She can get to where it takes pounds, but we're looking for ounces. And I'm using that energy she has, that concern, a little bit of concern, I'm just using it to my advantage. It's right there on the surface, right down to her feet. So I'm just using it. I'm not trying to discourage that. I'm just using it. That's how come she's light. Don't want to get them dull to that. Forward. Left. Good. I think we'll just call that good. take the halter off. I'll say, wait a second, don't go bad on me. There. Okay. Here. Take this halter off. I just like her to stand and just, at some point, just be indifferent about me taking this halter on, putting the halter off. I mean, taking the halter off, putting the halter on, that kind of thing. She's still anticipatory a little bit, but that's okay. She's hanging in there. So I still got her around her neck, and I got some pressure on her right side a little bit. Just let her know for her to give. Yeah. 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 There's on. A little bit of a bobble there, but it wasn't bad. She wants to cut out on me, so I'm just gonna kind of hold still, because she wanted to leave. She wanted to leave. So I appreciate her hanging in there with me here. Yeah. It's good. I'm just rubbing her side, and I'm about done. I'm about done. There. There. I think I'll leave before she leaves. There.